Hey friends, it's Sketchy. One of my fans, Ina Kalina, asked me to draw a Ninfa bird, which is basically a cockatiel. Now I'm gonna break it down into the basic shapes so it's easier for you to draw and follow along. Grab a light pencil and a dark pencil to lock in all the details. The first thing I wanna do is make sure I have enough space on my paper to draw that. So one of the ways to do that is to block in the overall shape. And to me, it looks kind of like I have a diagonal here, and then kind of a flat bottom, and then a curving up to the top of a triangle. So I'm gonna draw, make sure I draw like this. I'm gonna draw this, and then I'm gonna draw this. So I have basically a triangle. Now I know that if there's not a flat side on this bird, it's all natural, but it gives me the basic proportions. Now I'm gonna break it down into the basic shapes. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw this head in here. Now if you draw the head, so I'm gonna draw it about this big, okay? Leave a little bit of space there for his little crown, okay? So draw the head, it's a circle. And if you want help learning to draw circles really, really well, go to my website and download the step-by-step tutorial for drawing circles. Now I'm gonna draw the body. Look at it, it's kind of like an oval shape or an egg shape or something like that. So I'm gonna draw from the head here, starting right here, down, and about like right here, up to the head. Now, obviously, and we need to give him a little bit of a neck here. So there's the neck, body, and head. Your drawing should look kind of like this right now. Looks like a potato with a little bump on it. Now let's draw these little details here, here, and here. So the wing, look at the wing. It's kind of like right in the middle of this circle. So if I were to draw a line right here, this is where the wing would kind of start, right here. Comes down, then over, and then it actually folds in behind his tail. So here is his wing shape. The tail kind of comes out like right here, and then up. Remember, I used this triangle as a guide to make sure the whole drawing fit on my paper. There's nothing more frustrating than drawing a picture and you run out of paper. And you have to tape another piece of paper next to it. So here's his tail that kind of starts at the bottom of his wing, down, and then it goes up like that. Now this is his wing. This is his tail, and this is his wing back here. So it kind of flat on the bottom. See how it's flat there? And then it kind of goes like this, and then like that. Remember, you can be messy with this lighter pencil because we'll lock in the details and choose our favorite lines with our darker pencil. His eye is not quite in the middle. You can see that it's more on the right-hand side. So about right here, I'm gonna draw an eye, and the bigger you make it, the cuter it turns out to be. Has a little bit of an eyelid. Just kind of draw this little eyelid. And then I'm gonna draw two specular highlights. You can see they're very, very tiny, but there's two of them there. So I'll leave those there. I'm gonna rough in this basic shape of the coloring. So it kind of comes from here. Just kind of rough that in. Comes out, down, and then kind of where his head is. And then he's got this orange cheek color. I'm bring that out. Now let's draw his beak. His beak is, let's see, it looks to me like it's about the same height as his eye. There's this shape of his beak, and then the top beak and the bottom beak. This is kind of like the very, very bridge of his beak. So it's about the same height as his eye here. And it starts right here on the edge, curves over and down like that. And this kind of curves up and over. Curves up and over. And then so here is the bridge of his beak. And then this kind of comes, I'll just draw this straight, lightly straight at first. But it actually kind of goes up here. See that little niche out of it? Down, and then it hooks. Up, down, and then hook. The bottom beak just kind of like creates this little U shape like this. Great. Make sure you gotta kind of create a little more of an underbite there. So when I come back and darken it in, I want to make sure that this top beak is over the bottom beak, and that this shape is more recognizable than the bridge, because the bridge seems to kind of like blend into the rest of his head here, but the beak is really more prominent. Okay, let's draw the crown. You can see there's a bulge for his eyebrow right here. Now let's draw this really fun. Now think of these as individual strands. There's a strand here. And then I'm going to draw another one. And then they don't meet down here, they kind of meet up here. About like right here. So create our own little abstract kind of shapes here. I'm going to put a little bit of a one right there. Cool. So here's his neck. Now remember, we've got this other wing over here, and it starts below his neck, right here. Comes down, looks like it comes down a little bit higher than this. See if we were to draw a straight line here. It's got to be up above that. So if I'll draw a straight line here, it's going to be up above that, like right about here. So make a little C shape. Okay. Now let's draw his feet. I love this. His thumbs go all the way backwards, right below this wing, and where his tail comes down together, kind of like boom. Just a little short shape, just like that. And it comes over here. Let's see this one. Follow this one down, and it's a little bit higher than this one because of the perspective. This one's a little further away from us. Draw a little bit of I think it might be easier to draw this middle finger first. So let's draw it straight down, over, flattens it out. I'm going to draw the end of his little finger there. Let's draw this right back up. And then he's got another finger on the other side. And there's one on the very, very back. Little claws. His claws look like this. Like little teardrops. Draw the top part, and then hook it around. Draw the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to bring it down, and then over. I'm going to draw this far one, the middle one. little toe there. I'll just bring it all the way back up. Like that. Then this finger, it ends about like right here. Comes up, and I'll stop right there. This one goes there. Now let's draw his thumb. It's kind of like little talons. Beautiful, beautiful. Now he's got a little white stripe on his feather, on his wing. So I'm just kind of roughly kind of position that in here. And when I use my black pencil, my dark pencil, I can create the texture of the feathers and also kind of blend it in. So what you see here is like very hard lines in blue. I can soften it up using my black pencil. So let's lock in the details. I'm gonna start right up here. Very lightly. These sound like that to give a little bit of volume there. And this shape, I'm going to soften the shape by creating these little V's radiating from the beak. Same thing with this. Radiating from the beak because the feathers lay are kind of going away from the beak. Now see how smooth this body is? One of the things I do to make it look like, instead of just drawing one line like this, I'm gonna draw little soft lines like this, like I'm petting the bird. And when I do that, it kind of creates this little soft line. You like that? Do the same thing on this other side. Little short strokes. Now let's draw his beak here. I want to make sure that I really hook that beak. And then make sure I draw the under. See how I made sure the under beak was really under there? Now I'm going to leave the highlights really, really light. So I'm going to trace around the highlight. All the way around. And then I'm going to fill this in. And if you rotate your pencil like this, as you draw and you keep it at an angle, you can kind of sharpen your pencil as you go. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit of a shadow into this beak too. Okay. Now let's do the wing here. These are some of the most common pets in the world. They're really, really friendly. They like to mimic your voice, and they mimic sounds. They're really good at that. Now there's some really cool banding going around here, and I love the texture. So I'm just gonna really subtle banding. See that? This one. Now the reason this looks so short is it's coming more at us. and it's gonna foreshorten that foot. Gives the illusion that it's actually shorter, but it's not. It's the same. One of these little claws curve and come back in. Now we follow the same contour. This tail going. Oh, I love this. See this? So I can use my pencil to kind of follow the curve or the lines and the feathers. This really works good. Purpose, markings. And to help push these shapes behind the body of this bird, I can just shade it in a little bit. I'm gonna start darker here, and I'm just gonna lighten my way down. Darker here where it's under the body, and then lighten it up a little bit. Another thing I'll do is I'll darken the bottoms of all the shapes, so that it looks heavier on the bottom. So, a little bit more here, a little heavier here. Draw a little bit of detail around the eyes here. The beak, a little shading here. I'm gonna follow the contour of the beak here and leaving some highlights. Got some really cool textures in that beak. I'm gonna darken up the bottom here. Darken up the bottom here. So there is a Ninfa bird, or a cockatiel, for Ina Kalina. Thanks a bunch, and thanks for watching. Stay sketchy.